Welcome to Face to Face. Our guest today is Zahara Begum. We are very excited to have her on our show today because she is doing an incredible job in India, which many may not have thought. Being a Muslim lady, she is raising funds to build Ram temple in Ayodhya, and we are going to talk to her that how did she come up with this idea and what has been the response of people. So, Jihara, welcome to our show and thank you very much for your time. So, my
Thank you.
first question to you is as those of us who live in India, who grew up in India, and who are linked with India, we know that Ram Temple in Ayodhya has been very, very controversial for many centuries. And now the Indian government has finally decided to let the temple built in Ayodhya and also a mosque as well. Still, it is a very controversial topic. So, my question to you is how do you come up with this idea, being a Muslim, raising funds for Ram Temple in India, in Ayodhya?
Um, Thank you for welcoming me to your studio and to your question. I feel that presently we see India is slowly culturally dissociating, that is queering with violence and dissension, creating a lot of unknowingness. Like it's leading to great discomposure and also misgiving. So I think we have to go deeper and embrace the noblest human values in our lives, wherein we can really feel the very beauty of India lies in diversity. Because we know India is a unity in diversity. And as you said, really about Ayodhya, it is the outcome of one of the funniest and the longest standing legal battles over a place of worship, which has occupied a special place in the heart of both Hindus and Muslim communities. To what you have asked me, that how did I come to this topic, is I thought this is a real time for me to come out and just not only me as participating, and also call my fellow Muslim brothers and sisters, because like more than a decade and a half I have been working in the villages and visiting the villages and talking to these people and all, and most of my experiences have said to me that the masjids, the eidgahs and the burial grounds for Muslims have been donated by the Hindu brothers, their good cultivable lands. And also not only did they donate the cultivable lands, but also they helped in financially for the construction of those masjids, idgas, and as well as the burial grounds. Because giving money to the burial, I mean to say, land or money to the burial ground is not that easy. But they used to live in that such great harmony in villages also. Now we feel that slowly this culture is slowly dissociating, and I thought this is the right time, because in fact Muslims also do donate, like that they help giving some donations in the festivals like Vinayaka Chaturthi, Sri Ram Navami, and also Devi Navaratri, and they also participate in those festivals. And there is one festival called Muharram, which we Muslims and Hindu brothers will celebrate together. So
I used
in
to celebrate when I was growing up in India and I was a kid. Muharram used to be a great thing for us. We will make tajiyas and all this stuff, so.
Yeah, even today, like this is a very big, nice festival that is really being celebrated among the two communities very peacefully. And looking at that, and now the slowly the cultural dissociation really put me to a lot of thinking, that I just thought this is the best time to come forward and make donations. Like yeah, I just made a voluntary call, and it is not by any force or compulsion on anybody, or anybody has put on me to call. And I just voluntarily thought of, because having been working in the villages for so long time and understanding the people very well, and I feel the villages just they are like stem cells, because they have every thought of good, and they can induce good, they can bring good, and they can transform the society. But the thing has to start from us and within us, and we have to do the thinking and the transferring part, so that the societal gets
Sure.
transformation. And
So,
also
Jara, we will come back to this topic, but before we talk more about this, tell us a little bit about yourself, that what you do in India, and what we have been doing. So those of our viewers who are not familiar, they know exactly who you are.
Okay. Okay. I'm basically from Guntur, a town from Andhra Pradesh. Now it's recent. It was said to be the capital, but now later it got changed. And I did my schooling and I did my graduation from the same district and in BSc Agriculture. And later I earned a master's degree in agriculture from Tamil Nadu Agricultural University, Coimbatore. And a part of my PhD work, I did work in East Germany for my PhD part. And then later I was into the environmental field, constructing the subsurface wetlands, and I'm in consortium with a couple of people from Scotland and this Budapest. And presently, actually, even when I'm here, I have a lot of concern for back home in India. I do a lot of social help and social service for the people who really deserve. And when there is time, I go to India and I spend a lot of time with them, talking to them and collecting a lot of information from them, and engaging people and encouraging them, counseling the parents to send their children to schools and educate them, and also talk about the older people, health, hygiene, and respect, and more communication skills and all that such sort of things I'll be doing. And recently also for COVID-19, I think I did a really good job for giving food and some to shelter, and also some medicines like other than sanitizers and other that sort of stuff. So
Yeah.
I keep always myself engaged with the rural people all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Well, I can see your the nice background. You have I can see all these beautiful plants there. So, uh,
Thank you.
so now, it's one thing which is stuck to me, which was very interesting. You said earlier was that you have noticed that these land for the Muslim burials, etc., has been donated by Hindus,
Yeah,
and now you think that why not Muslims can do something for the temple in Ayodhya, no matter how controversial it is.
yeah.
So, when did you launch this campaign, or when you started to talk about this with people there in India, and what response has been so far?
So this, I think, just a day before the donation drive had started for the Ram Mandir construction Nidhi Sekarana campaign. And I think as long as I know that there is a very, very good response. In fact, many press people, TV people, they have contacted me, Madam, are you getting any threatening calls? Are you getting, or somebody is asking you to stop or something? I said, it's just an empty call, a friendly call. I'm just calling voluntary to all my fellow brothers and sisters, to just come out and at least donate rupees 10, which is the minimum, onto a maximum of any extent. And if they cannot donate even that, I was asking them to just donate the pleasure, just being happy with what's happening in our country, because two divine things, a mandir and a masjid, are being going to be constructed in our India. And I always was telling them to be, keep it very spiritual and very divine, and to be very happy about what's happening in India. And then I also said them that it is with full free will of them, and it's not by any force or any compulsion, or nobody is going to drive them or asking them with pressure for donation. It is like a mutual thing, like we can give for temple, and also Hindus also can come forward for masjid. So this has to be in synchrony, and we both have to build the masjid and the mandir together, and let the mandir and masjid be the idols of unity. I mean to say, the symbols of unity in diversity for the entire nation.
Okay. Now, if somebody wants to donate, where this would go to donate?
So Ram Mandir has a trust and an account number, and we have to send the money through them. Or else, if the organization, if anybody is in charge, they are collecting in India, and there are several organizations who, on behalf of them, are collecting the donations. Basically, I am not collecting any money, and I am just asking the people to come forward to donate by giving. We are not losing anything by giving. I think we are growing in respect, and it's we are growing our unity, and we are growing up towards peace. And it definitely, it is a deed of respect that if we are giving something to the temple, and if they are giving something to the masjid.
Do you have any idea that so far since you started this campaign and you started to talk to people about this cause, how many people, how many Muslims have come forward and donated?
As far as I know, because my call was such a nice call, I think, because I told them whether they can be active in coming out with the donations, they can also be passive, or they can be part or in full. As I know, many of the Muslims are coming out and giving to the respective organizations, and some they are also going to the political parties and handing over the checks to them. And definitely, I'm seeing a very good response, and the whole nation is also praising that the Muslims are coming forward and giving donations to the Ram temple.
Okay. Now, have you heard anything from Hindu groups about your initiative?
They all felt very happy, and they are encouraging this type of people have to come forward for building peace and harmony. They really, I think, they're all appreciating about my step and coming out and calling about all the Muslims that at least I have some, I don't know whether to say it's guts or something to be coming out and
Sure.
bravely calling them to
No, I
come
think
before.
that's a fantastic, great idea. This is, and this is needed especially during these times where there is so much division, in the country and, so
Yeah.
much confusion going on. Now, I have to ask you also this one, that have you heard anything from any Muslim organizations that why you are doing this?
No, none.
None.
I didn't receive accepting. I say like they said, sister, you are doing a good job. You are doing a great job. What we can do, you are standing on our behalf and you are calling them out is definitely a good deed. That's what I till now. Thanks God, I just got all the positive responses only because news has crossed India for now.
Hmm. Yeah, no, I think that's a wonderful idea. Now, one more thing I have to ask you is, and this can be a little bit controversial here, is given the today's political climate in India, where it seems, that I remember, when I was growing up as a kid in India, I hardly noticed any difference between Hindus and Muslim kids. We were just together. There was no any feeling, all worked together, lived together, studied together. But now you are getting a very different picture of India is emerging, where there is so much stress on Hindu-Muslim unity. And so, what do you think of the current climate in India and how it can be made better?
So that is what exactly I was telling you in the beginning that we see India is slowly culturally dissociating, and because of that, the people, families, there is it's creating unknownness, like what's happening, what's going to happen now, tomorrow, and like all those we are not able to connect with anything. So my call and my request is also that we have to forget the past battles or whatever we learned from the past, and we have to stop it. We have to put a period for all the events which have been occurred, and then we have to start afresh tomorrow, just purely based on love and based on cooperation, based on coordination, understanding each other with very much reverence and veneration. And above all, I think we need to start a fresh tomorrow by calling an end to all the contaminations. I think, and I'm very happy that COVID-19 has done much and a greater part of it in the process of togetherness and cleanliness.
Okay. Zara, as we come towards the end of the interview, your last word on this topic.
I'm just calling everybody to take this call as a friendly call, as an amity call, and to come forward and help in the construction of the mandir and also in the construction of the masjid. Let us peacefully construct these two, mandir and the masjid, because they now are going to stand as the symbols of unity and diversity. As for Ayodhya is for Hindus, as to what Mecca is to Muslims, and this is a very happy celebrating festival or Eid for all the Indians. And this we have to together celebrate it and stand as an example and emerge as a great Indians and allow India to do much more things that it was to achieve for us for the future. And I definitely want all Indians. to be at peace and to build peace and harmony by being like having the good conduct of all the citizens of India, having respect for each other, and good communications. I think all this with definitely a lot of love, compassion, empathy, and benevolence. All these factors we already have among Indians. Now again, we have to restore it and rejuvenate it furtherly to build a great harmony and the peace and stand as an example for the rest of the world.
Zahra, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I also sincerely through this channel, I congratulate and also sincerely thank all the Muslim and Hindu brothers who have come forward establishing the donations across India in construction of Ram Mandir and also Masjid at Ayodhya. Thanking you once again, and I just want to remind that we are all one and we remain one and we are always one. Thank you so much.